Am I on?
Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it
Hi.
going, man?
How are
Hi.
you?
Everything's going good.
Let
I'm
the people
thankful.
know where you calling us from.
I'm from Southern California.
Okay.
Okay. How many kids?
I have two kids. Two kids and two different baby mamas.
How many been alienated?
Just the one. Just my
How old?
daughter. She's 3.
Okay. The
She's
relationship with you and that mom, was it a relationship, situationship,
It was a
marriage?
relationship. We were together for about 8 years.
Mm.
Um, she broke up with me. We moved into the home that I'm living in now. And I made the mistake of putting her on the title because they said my credit wasn't good enough. Even though I knew that wasn't true, I have great credit. I put her on the title, so we've she technically does own this home as well. We moved in March of 2022. We broke up November of 2022.
So I'm assuming your first child is older than.
He's 13. Yes, he's 13.
Okay.
And
Okay.
me and his mother have a great relationship. Never
Okay.
Okay.
never even touched the inside of a courtroom.
So
Everything was worked out in an adult manner, and I have him about 90% of the time.
good
Okay.
to hear. So this is all new to you. Like why?
Definitely new. This is all new to me. Um,
So why did she break up with you? Take us through
she broke
briefly.
up with
Briefly
me.
take us through there.
She broke up with me just because I'm probably the only person in her life that's ever held her accountable for anything.
Mm.
If she lied about something, if she did something wrong, I held her accountable, and she didn't like that. And it just, she treated my son very poorly. He does not like her. She does not like him. And it just kind of festered, just years and
A
years.
3 year old?
No, my 13-year-old, my son.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay. So
Yeah,
Oh,
got you. So
yeah,
as a step or bonus
mhm,
mom, she did the relationship between you and her and your other child was a bad one,
yeah,
just because of the
yeah,
way she was acting.
yeah.
So when did she start alienating your baby from you?
It started. Okay, so we broke up in 2020 November. Um, I um, I started seeing someone else.
so you
Uh,
cheated?
I wasn't cheating because we were broken up. We
Oh,
just were
okay.
living together.
I
We
bet you if we talk to her, she'll say something
Y'all was
different.
still
Of
together.
course, of course,
Of
yeah,
course.
of course. I waited.
Okay.
I waited about 10 months.
Okay.
But
I
y'all was
did.
still living together.
We were still living together. I did let her know. I was honest and open with her. I am seeing someone else, and that's kind of where everything shifted. Once she found out, once I told her that I was seeing someone else, that I was with someone else, that's when everything shifted. So there was a altercation between her and I, June 15th, the day before Father's Day. She called the cops. Cops came out, nothing happened. They made a police report. She elected to leave, and she never came back home. So it started there. She kept my daughter from me for about a week and a half before I was able to actually see her.
How did she do that?
Well, I had no idea where she was staying. I didn't know where she
Oh,
was
so it was
living.
no contact at
There was
all.
no contact at all. I would text, I would call.
Mm.
She did FaceTime me the next day on Father's Day for my daughter to for us to kind of talk. But that was it. That was it. There was
So in your opinion, who's the deadbeat?
she is.
Okay.
She
So we're gonna get right into it.
Yeah.
So when this happened with Father's Day, was this year or previous
This
year?
was this year. This was this year. This was
So
this year.
other than her, leaving, you not knowing anything, like where are we are today? Because that's only been what, like about 5 months
So
ago or something like that.
we were as as the kind of weeks went on and the months went on. Um, she was allowing me to see her on the weekends, every other weekend, or there were times where she would come drop her off if she was working or something, so I was able to see her. And then I thought things were going fine. I mean, I know things weren't great. I did understand that at some point we were going to have to go to court. We were going to have to figure out a custody agreement. Um, but she went a different route in September. On September 6th, she filed a domestic violence temporary restraining order against me. Uh,
Why?
I, d- I
What
don't
did
know.
you do?
I didn't do anything. The cops were called. They didn't do anything. Nobody was arrested. She wanted to leave. She left. That was it.
So was that what was in the affidavit?
So she had wrote a statement about that night, um, and I have the police report versus the statement she wrote to the court. They're two completely different statements. Um, she didn't tell any of the cops, or she never told the police anything about what she said in the court document. She said that I picked her up, that I put my hands on her, that I was hitting her, and I never did any of that. I've never touched her.
That
Um,
was probably a play to get you out the house.
exactly, exactly, and I did send you a message about that, because she is on the title. So with that, of course, there was a restraining order
Right.
against
Because
not only
yeah.
her but my daughter, and there was a move out order. So when they served me the papers, when I got served, I had to get my stuff and leave. Me and my 13-year-old were essentially put out on the street.
Wow.
Um, were essentially put out on the street, and she was allowed to come back here.
And this was in September.
This was September 24th is the day I got served. She filed September 6th. And during that time, from September 6th to September 24th, she was allowing me to see my daughter. She was dropping my daughter off to me. I was picking up our daughter
With an active protective order?
with an active restraining order against me that I had no idea was in place. I had no idea that she had even done that. And she
So
was
wait, was it a restraining order or order of protection? Because you know they're kind
it
of
was
different
a
in most states.
it was a
Um,
temporary restraining order, until
okay.
the court hearing. The court hearing was October 2nd.
Okay.
Um,
So she was violating it herself,
she was
right?
violating it herself. She was calling, she was texting me, she was
What?
coming by. She brought she because she has two kids from another relationship. She was bringing them here. They were
What?
getting off the car and coming in and saying hi to me,
So it
and
was strictly just to get you out the house.
it was strictly just to get me out the house. That was her whole plan. And not only that, but she put in the court document that she wanted me to pay the mortgage while I was being restrained, and while she was living here, essentially for free.
So fast forward a little bit because I mean that was just last month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So how did you get back in the home?
So we went to court. I got a lawyer, of course. There was no way I was going into this without a lawyer.
Great move.
And my lawyer did all the work. We went to court October 2nd. I thought they were going to at least say something about the custody, but they didn't. They really focused on the restraining order and
No,
her,
two different things.
yeah,
Yeah.
her claims of domestic violence. And honestly, she made herself look stupid in court. The judge saw right through it, and he denied the restraining order and told her and me that I was allowed to come back home immediately.
Good for
So
you.
she's been living in her apartment. She got an apartment, and she's been staying there. So during that time, I didn't see my daughter for 15 days. That's the longest I've ever been away from her. Um, I'm not a dad that I'm not a weekend dad. I am a full, active, loving father. I'm involved in my kids' lives,
Sure, sure.
and and it was hard. It was hard. I was scared. I didn't know what I was going to do. I reached out to you. I know you guys do this type of stuff, and I just wanted to know if there was any information or anything, um, for people that been through it, because I've never been through it. I've never had to do that. I've never had to go to court or anything like that. And I was just so caught off guard with everything, because I thought I knew we had stuff to work on, but I had no
No
idea
idea.
that I was going to be
Yeah,
blindsided.
she was bitter, man. You
And then
moved
you
on.
moved on with somebody else, so that really was unexpected, right? Maybe she wanted a different outcome and didn't go and work in her favor, and so this is why they weaponize the system, they weaponize kids. um but for you, you said that you found us, and I mean, so far with where you are today, has that helped you any, or like what is your next steps? Because if she's played this game, then I can only predict what the future will be like.
Yeah, it's been rough. She's made it very difficult to kind of see my daughter. Um, I've had some days with her, which I'm thankful for, but I just need information on where to go now, because my lawyer told me, as long as As long as she can claim that this is her residence, I can't go file for a custody agreement. We can't go to mediation because all she's going to say is we still live in the same house. So I don't know what to do at this point. Um,
Wow.
Mm. So
because they're gonna see like, okay, well, you both still are at this address, so we can't, like, there's no point in making a visitation order because you both live in the same house. And I think that's the last card that she's gonna play, because she doesn't want to move back. It's got nothing to do with that. She wants to move back but not have me here, and that's just not gonna happen.
um well,
Is it any communication with y'all?
Very little. She I mean, we FaceTime to kind of talk to our daughter. I FaceTime, her the iPad or her
Is she
laptop.
doing anything to try to destroy your relationship with the daughter? Like telling her certain things about you?
I wouldn't put it past her. I know she tells her other kids things about me because her youngest son Jackson, I was texting him and he straight up told me, he said, my mom says I can't text you anymore. And I said, why? And he's like, I don't know why, but she gets mad if I text you. And I said, I'm sorry, bud. Like, I don't want to get you in trouble. And he said, well, that's the thing is, I still want to text you. Like, I still love you, Ray. Like,
yeah.
I've been in his life since he was a year old. Like, I've known that kid since,
Man,
he was
that's
a year
tough.
old. And, so I know she tells them things about me. And I,
It's a. Did you get a paternity test?
I haven't, but I mean, my daughter, I mean, she looks just like me. There's no way I could deny her.
But you have to because y'all wasn't
Yeah.
married.
Yeah.
Right. That will probably just help your case.
Okay.
But why are you considering selling your property? I mean, we know
I
we don't have to get into the just of economics right
I
now, right?
I am
But
considering. I think it's a way for us to kind of just cut our losses and go our separate ways. Because
yeah,
this,
that's your
as,
only option,
as,
unfortunately.
yeah, aside from our daughter, like, this kind of ties us together, and I really don't want any financial
Ties,
ties to her
especially
at
not
all.
property.
Yeah,
Yeah, it can get bad
No, it's almost like you
fast.
guys are married without a marriage license.
absolutely.
So
So
you have to file for divorce, and in a divorce, wouldn't they make you sell the property?
They make you sell the house and
So
split.
that's the way you have to approach the situation if you want to move forward with stopping her from alienating you from your child.
and you
Yeah,
say you in California, right?
I'm in Southern California. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Cali is a tough state.
It's tough.
I mean, we hear a lot of cries from Cali, and it's a lot of times we don't have the answers because this stuff is not a one size fit all. Like we
Correct.
yeah,
try to be encouraging, and of course we're here to give the moral support, right? We're not attorneys. We don't give legal advice, so it's limited what we can share because we're in a totally different state,
yeah,
right? But common sense, even though it's not so common, that's what we like to give. And so, in order to move forward, that house it has to go.
Yeah, and
Your daughter is worth much more than whatever the ties is for you to that property. Minus her, right? You just put her
yeah.
on the title, but I'm saying you can always get another property. You're not gonna get this missed time back with your child.
Absolutely, I agree 1,000%.
yeah, I feel like, man, you need to go get that test done, and
That's just part of the process. So
Yeah,
even if you know that's your baby and
the
she
court the
is,
court's still gonna make you do it
right,
anyway.
it's part of the process.
And
okay,
then I will also tell you this: whoever filed first get the upper hand
okay,
because you the one that's suing. So you want to keep that in mind too. I mean, I'm not a attorney. I'm just speaking off personal experience, man. So you might want to act fast when it comes to this situation because
And is she even considering selling, too? Because I know she can make that part difficult as well.
yes, she does want to sell. That
Okay.
is one thing that she's pushed for a while, is that she's wanted to sell. I'm the one that kind of didn't want to sell because, I mean, honestly, I worked so hard to get this
I
house.
mean, I understand. Like
Yeah,
it's a no brainer, right? This stuff does not take rocket science. Nobody wants to go through all of this just to see their kid, right?
yeah,
But that's just it's life, right? We and I don't mean to sound callous. I know we got viewers that may be experiencing the same thing. But I just like to be. We straight shooters. Like I like to, and I'm not talking about pew pews, YouTube, but I like to be clear when we're giving you this advice because as time is going past, your baby is only getting older,
Hmm.
and you'll sit on it. We did it. People do it, and you look up, and now she's 10, and you went through all the things you could have prevented had you taken that action. And so, just cut your losses. You got that house, you'll get another one.
So what you think her motive is behind this?
I think her motive was she wanted this house. She wanted me gone, and she doesn't want me in our daughter's life. She doesn't want. She had a very horrible relationship with her real dad, and then her stepdad treated her like, you know, you know what?
What, what about her kids? Where is their father? Is he in their life?
I think they have a custody agreement 85-15. He's he's always been a very respectful guy. Anytime he's picked the kids up at the house, I've never had any issues with him. But she used to tell me so many bad stories about him, about what a terrible guy he was, and he's not like that at all. He's
Yeah,
not. He's nothing like she described.
So
Um,
yeah,
do you believe her now?
no, 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 no. And honestly, I never kind of really did because I had never met him before. I never, I kind of just listened to her because I could tell that there was some hurt and there was some resentment there. So I would listen to her, but after meeting him, I know she wasn't telling the truth at all, and he honestly is a really nice guy. The only thing I do have a knock on him though is he kind of started his own family. He's got three different. He's got he's married. He's got his three kids, and he's got these two sons who are wonderful, and they need more than just 15% with their dad. They
yeah.
need
He
50%.
he dodged the bullet getting away from her, but unfortunately, the court system and just having to go through custody battles, somebody's gonna get the short end of the stick.
Mhm.
Always.
And so men typically do, right?
Yeah,
But in your case, I know that that's probably scary, but it's better than nothing.
yeah.
It's better than nothing.
So how did your girlfriend, what did she think about this situation?
It's caused a really big issue in our relationship. She wasn't happy about any of it. You know, um,
Because the reason I'm asking because
Are you guys still together?
kind of, somewhat.
yeah, because you was staying with her when you was dating her. Like, did she know
Mhm.
about that at the time?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She knew about
Okay.
everything. I was honest and open, everything with her.
So
Uh,
what advice is she giving you? Or like
she's,
what is her angle from this?
she gave me some.
Ultimatums.
She No, there were no ultimatums. She gave me some like one piece of advice she gave me was
I wouldn't
after
give you
after
ultimatums.
after the whole June 15th incident when I finally got my daughter back, she told me to not give her back to her mom. I don't agree with that. I'm not going to do it that. That's the type of advice that she gave me.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
there's other people that agreed like you shouldn't give her back because you don't know when you're going to get her back. And I'm just not like that. To me, the answer
Yeah.
the answer to all of this isn't isn't doing the same thing that she's doing. That's not going to make anything better. I'm
And
not
that's
going to.
so true. And I'm so glad you said that because we always tell people you can't fight fire with fire.
That's it. Yeah.
Not in these, not when kids are involved.
Yeah.
Like I mean, of course you want to. Who doesn't? Like, but you that's very you're right about that.
But I don't know. If the reason why if you would have got the test, I would have said do it because now it's proven that that's your child.
Yeah.
But being that she's leaving the house where she go to where she's just not in school yet, but this is her resident, you could have fought that. It would have been a better look for you in court.
Yeah.
But for like every situation is different. So
Yeah, it's
it's not no one fits all.
yeah, one size fit all. It's kind of a catch 22. So
Yeah,
with me trying to hear what you said, your girlfriend said to what I think about it, I understand you,
Yeah.
and he understands her.
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's the kind of advice that she's given me. And then of course, when I didn't do it, she got upset.
Yeah,
Um, she's there's some other stuff that's happened. Um, you know, Some mail was delivered to my house for her, and my ex still has access to the mailbox, and she did return to sender on it, and that upset her because
Yeah,
she felt like
it's
I didn't have her back, and it just
it's
it you know
costing you too much.
it's
It's costing you too much.
it's honestly
That's bad.
it's put a really big rift in our relationship because we've been friends for a really long time before we ever decided to be involved together, and we never argued or fought like that as
Is
friends.
would it be worth it to lose her over this?
To lose the new one?
Yeah,
No, no, I don't
right.
want to lose her.
So
I
what?
care about her
So
a lot.
what's your end all? Like, what's like? What do you
Yeah, what's
want?
the next step? What you gonna do?
Um,
What's your goal for this? Like, what do
I
you want to come out this situation?
I have as far as like, I'm not sure I understand.
I like everything. Like, what? Like, if
In
everything
a
going
perfect
in a
world,
perfect world,
what would it be like
what
for
would
you?
it be?
You know, before all this
Minus
stuff,
the stuff you really thinking.
yeah,
We can't
but
know that.
before all this stuff really happened, I was open to the fact of trying to reconcile everything and work everything out and go to therapy and go to couples therapy and go to family therapy. I was for that, but um, throughout this whole relationship, she's put everything on me. It's my fault why it's not working. You've done this. It's your fault why we can't. Okay, so I'm not open to that anymore. Um, I do feel, I did agree to sell the house. We're gonna stay till through the holidays. One more holidays in the house that I bought. We're gonna celebrate the holidays. I'm gonna list the house June 1st. I'm sorry, January 1st. Um, and I'm hoping that I can. If I don't find another house, we can stay in an apartment for a year, 6 months. I can get me and my kids another house, and I would like my new girlfriend to eventually move in with us, and we can
Okay,
start our
so
life together.
all right. Okay. One last question, man. So of course y'all was having issues before, but so was it anything else besides the fact that you got a new girlfriend is when stuff started going crazy like that?
No, no, it was the moment I finally came out with everything, and it just, hey, I need to talk to you. I told her everything that was going on. I'm seeing this person. I've been seeing her for this long. When that happened, everything changed.
I don't because that's it's just to me it's I don't understand like why would she be doing all of this for that reason.
Yeah.
I know for sure she's hovering some over some feelings, some bitter feelings because of how you did it.
Yeah.
Maybe y'all should have broken up and split it up or whatever it was, but I don't even think that it was she would have still had the same feelings. So
Yeah, she
I
wanted the
agree.
house.
yeah,
I agree.
I,
I
That
agree.
house is the motive,
yeah, the house is definitely the motive.
And it
not the best
sucks.
interest
It
of the
sucks
baby.
too because we bought it. I bought it at a really good time, and it's only just appreciated in value. So, that's
Yeah.
that's to me that is the main motive in all this is that she knows what it's worth. She knows what we could get for it, and she wants half.
Mm.
She wants
Well,
half.
thank you, man. Thank you for sharing your story, man.
I
We gonna
appreciate you guys, man. I do
Thank you.
appreciate you
Yeah.
so
Thank
much
you
for
for coming
listening.
on. I know.
make sure you do something, man. You gotta act fast,
Yeah,
and because like as you see, she already done pulled the trigger. She already didn't put her dab in there first. So now you gotta react, man, and
yeah,
you gotta do it the right way. And that's the only way. That's the only way it's gonna work.
yep. I
Keep
agree.
us
Thank you so
posted.
much.
I know you reached out before.
I
Reach
will
out.
keep
Let
you
us
guys
know what
posted.
happens.
Thank
We
you
want to
guys.
know when you're back actively seeing your baby with no, restrictions. Because that's the goal, right? That's what we want for you and for everybody, and this is why we do this. So thank you for
Thank you so
sharing.
much. You guys have a
Thank you.
blessed night. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too,
You
man.
too
Thank
as
you so
well.
much.
Bye bye.